Dr. David Baker Hargrove.
And I'm Robert Baker Hargrove. And we're at the top of your inbox.
This is the place where we come together to bring you all of our years of lessons learned from owning and operating our businesses both independently and together.
And our goal is to provide you with a little bit of a business bite to take back to your company to help your business grow and your leaders develop. So, Dr. Dave, what's at the top of your inbox today?
So today I thought that we would talk about recovering from a major setback or a mistake or a blunder.
Yeah, that's when you think about that just in general, it's not really necessarily the mistake or the blunder, but it's really about the lessons learned from that. Because it's so easy to get caught up in the blunder, and it's very easy to get caught up on shoulda, coulda, wouldas, that if you don't take time to take those lessons that you learn from those, you can probably make those same mistakes again.
Right. Well, I think, let's back up a minute, because I think it's important first thing to know that bad things happen to everybody, entrepreneurs or business leaders. It's really much more common than you would think. A lot of times, in business, there will be a major setback. Something doesn't go according to plan. You have a brilliant idea,
and things do not always go the way that you want them to go.
Oftentimes people have a catastrophic business failure.
It could be a pandemic.
And you were riding at the top of your business, and then all of a sudden the business just completely crumbles.
So those are great examples of things that go wrong that are either sometimes within your control and not within your control. So it's really about how do you manage that when that happens?
Yeah, or even being having the best job ever as an executive in a company you love, and then you get fired and you don't even know why this or how this happened. So it happens to everybody.
So when you think about that, those things happen to everyone, and I'll take a great personal experiences of things that have happened to me. Sometimes I tend to kind of cocoon and kind of retract a little bit to try and reassess the situation. What happened? Why did it happen? Is there something that I did to make that happen? Is there something that I could have done to prevent that from happening? Is there something that I learned from it? Because it's very easy to get caught on a hamster wheel of something like that, because it really can take an emotional toll on your psyche as well. So it's not just the act, but it's really about recovering from it. That old saying, if you fall off a horse, get back on it. It's really one of those things not necessarily just get right back on the horse, but take a moment to think about what happened in this situation to make me fall off that horse to begin with.
Yeah, one of the things that that our dynamic works so well together is that Robert is really the practical person. He's a logistic person, and
not emotional.
He's going to give the advice on what to do, what the mechanics are, and then I'm going to be more likely to talk about how you manage the associated feelings and and the fallout from everything like that. And so obviously I want to help you understand that it's okay that you feel devastated, and it's okay that you feel alone or exposed or shamed or embarrassed because these things happen, and it might even feel like that there's a spotlight on you, but it's really not that way, and that may be hard to even realize that that everyone's not thinking about your business failure, or that you got fired, or that something catastrophic happened to you in your business life. But it's very tempting to think that, but that's probably not really the way it is.
And everyone's journey through that process, it really can be an emotional roller coaster. You have your highs, you're like, I'm feeling good, I can do this. And then for some reason, you just have an emotional low. All those things are to be expected. All those things are okay to feel, and know that you're going to have a very wide range of emotions. But being able to, first of all, understand that those emotions are there and understand that they're coming, but understand how they impact you to be able to kind of look at them and continue to help perpetuate that momentum forward for yourself to continue that journey of learning and healing and growing.
So practically, what would we do as we try to kind of pick our lives back up and kind of move on?
For me, It's really kind of stepping off the hamster wheel and looking at it in its totality, looking at the whole situation and try and take some key learnings from it to help myself kind of really understand the situation and how would I approach it a little differently. Is think about the things that you could have done differently or would have done differently or maybe could not have done differently. Because sometimes the situation could be out of your hand. Realize you are extremely resilient. And that you can learn different things. You can learn new skills. How do you incorporate the things that you have learned into continually helping you move forward? Those are two really good things that I would say are very practical. So that way you make sure that those safety nets and those precautions are in place to help prevent that from happening again, but also maybe also prevent other things from happening that you may not see coming. So you're just being a little bit more forward thinking in that respect.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes that some of our greatest lessons come from the worst tragedies in our life. I've certainly had some major screw ups in my business life, and yet some of the best business lessons that I've ever had for myself have come out of those experiences. And it's really unfortunate that that's the way it is, but sometimes that's how we learn, unfortunately. And so it's a really great opportunity that at some point you can take really key learnings from some of the worst experiences that you have in your business life. But the important thing is that if you grow better from it, then it's not all in vain that those bad things have happened to you.
Yeah, and if you find yourself in a situation to where you're on that perpetual hamster wheel or you can't figure out what are my next moves, what do I do, how do I, how do I get out of this situation? If you need some assistance with that, you can reach out to me at robertbakerhargrove.com.
Or me, davidbaker-hargrove.com.
Or both of us at bhcassessment.com.
So until next time, we'll see you at the top of your inbox.